Is it going to be Verstappen or Leclerc that gets away the best? It's lights out and away we go. And Leclerc reacts very well, but Verstappen already alongside him. Here into turn one we go. Charles Leclerc ahead of Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton ahead of Perez, George Russell making a challenge on Perez and ahead of Lando Norris. And there is Fernando Alonso swooping around the outside and up into fourth place. Great start.
Leclerc was a little bit to the right-hand side of his start box actually, but went across and covered off Verstappen immediately. And at this point, Lewis Hamilton comes up and George Russell and Perez getting together there as well. And there's the contact in front of him.
And there is a spin, and it is Yuki Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri. Esteban Ocon gets a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision and relegating Yuki Tsunoda to the back of the field. Here comes Max Verstappen on Charles Leclerc. Verstappen's going to look round the outsides. The crowd cheering both drivers through here, but you can see how much better the Ferrari is through that particular corner, and Verstappen just had to back off.
And Leclerc immediately tries to move around to break the slipstream. And you can do that gently once or twice, but you can't do it at the last moment. And has he covered the inside?
He's doing it again, he's going for it again, Max Verstappen, and he's got Charles Leclerc and has taken the lead. DRS helping out the Red Bull, extra pace helping out the Red Bull. The leaders swap round on lap 9 here, Verstappen ahead of Leclerc. As Lewis Hamilton sees the Red Bull going round the outside, trying to pass him, and he has done that. Sergio Perez, he had the pace advantage. And there is Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari, was running in fourth place, and he's gone on, sadly, into the runoff area at turn 4. Now, has he kept the engine running?
Break my right foot. Something fake.
And Charles Leclerc comes into the pits, so an immediate strategy gamble here and an early gamble by the Ferrari team, who fit the hard tyres onto Charles Leclerc's Ferrari, and he's a little bit slow away, it has to be said. Now, you'll save yourself 10 seconds by having a pit stop behind a virtual safety car as opposed to the normal race, but he was in the pits there for about 2.5 seconds longer than you would have wanted. Fernando Alonso now just 4 tenths ahead of Sergio Perez. Look, here comes Perez into turn 1. He does, looks up, just about hangs on to the track limits. Sergio Perez, he has got Charles Leclerc half a second ahead of him, and that half a second can be made up, can't it, by the Red Bull. Over the bumps we go. He's going to go down the inside, Sergio Perez. He's going to take second place in the race, but is it the old switcheroo for Charles Leclerc? No, it's not, because Perez has got the traction. Max Verstappen slowing down and pressing his pit limiter 60 kilometers an hour because of that tight pit lane entrance. They go to work on the Red Bull tyres, and it was a very nice stop of 2.4 seconds. Deserves a round of applause.
I've lost shifts. Shifts aren't working properly.
Copy. Okay, may have a hydraulic problem, so may go passive. Just be cautious.
That's Lando Norris. Lando Norris has had a big off. We have a red flag. Lando is moving.
Lando, are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah. Sorry, boys.
Yeah, oh, I see. It just started to wander into an oversteer, and they had to correct it, and it was the correction that actually took him into the barriers. Whilst that looks spectacular, the good news is that the energy dissipated.
Yeah.
Over 200 meters. Right, it's the sudden stop that really hurts.
It's lights out and away we go. Perez does get away well, comes over to cover off Leclerc. Max Verstappen getting keen on the inside, but Perez leads him through the first corner. Ahead of Charles Leclerc, then comes Max Verstappen for Sergio Perez. Job well done. He's got away at the start and he's stretching his lead. He is closer than he was on the previous lap to Charles Leclerc. Leclerc dives down the inside to cover off the Red Bull. In doing so, Max Verstappen now has a nice gap opening on the inside coming out of turn 1, and Verstappen is back ahead of Charles Leclerc. Fernando Alonso is almost fully alongside Charles Leclerc, who's going to have to watch down the inside, and does so, but locks up his brakes. Fernando Alonso will get DRS now and potentially a better exit, and need just that little bit of extra speed down this straight. Picks up the slipstream and now has the inside line going into turn 11. Alonso is up into third place, and Fernando Alonso now now into the top three.
Vamos.
It's going to be maximum points for Sergio Perez, who wins the French Grand Prix and comes home to take victory. This, the greatest race for Sergio Perez.
Vamos, Checo, unbelievable, what a drive.
This is how we do it, man. We shut our mouth and we work hard. This is the Mexican way. Well done, guys.